And now we're unmuted. Yay! We're playing Burning Wheel again. This is the thing we do. It's been a couple of weeks because school is awful. But I'm done for now, so welcome back to playing Burning Wheel. This is an exciting intro. I don't feel like fucking around and and doing the show thing today. Sorry. It's gonna be an awful stream, but it's gonna be a good game. Sweet. Can we take a second and go over everybody's beliefs just so that we're on the same page? Yes. You want to go first? You go first, Matt Glover with 1T, because I've still never changed that. Right? Is that how this works? I don't think that's how this works. Are we supposed to say that? It's getting close to Christmas. How much of kind of a dick are you? No, that's legit. Oop, hang on. Sorry. Are you? It was me. It was me. Actually, you sound a little roboty to me, but that's fine. I mean, everybody's getting my view of everything, so if you sound roboty, then, that's just how it's going to be. And we're going to have to live with that. All right. Okay, so who... Anyway, back to Jesus. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose so many followers right now. Okay, so who's going next on this reading beliefs thing? What? Nothing. I do. Who would like to go next? More suitable. Okay. Right. That's right. Ugh. Oh. Wow. Okay. Okay. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Mmm. Okay, so yeah. Right? Okay. Yeah. 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 Um we don't we don't have to start up immediately where we left off. In fact, I always kind of hate doing that. I don't know why. It's just like sometimes we leave it. We're like, I don't know how we're gonna get from there to anything interesting, and that's kind of where I feel it. So what do we want to start with? Like, do we want to start with like Yezi and Aldwin and everybody like in the keep dealing with that stuff, or do we want to start with Father Colin showing up at his church? Uh, okay, sweet. Every day, every day you're hustling. Nice, nice. Yeah. So you when you arrive at your church, the you even as you kind of show up, you can see that the doors which you normally have closed uh, are slightly ajar. It's the middle of the day, so it's not like you've shown up at night when everything should be locked up and the doors open. It's yeah. What's uh oh god. Uh so so yeah, like you show up, you step up to the uh the cracked door, and you can hear uh an like kind of older voice uh like chatting with what sounds like a young kid. You can tell that it's definitely it's yeah, Chadwick. Sorry, I was gonna open up this side panel so I could look at characters' names because I forgot. Uh, you know your people. I'm hammered right now. Um, yeah, so you recognize Chadwick's voice. The other voice you don't recognize. Um, what do you do? Punch. Turns out there's no gazebo. Um, Yeah, if like stopping to listen, you can hear the conversation, and it's pretty like it's not like important like secret meeting kind of stuff. It's more uh not specifically about you. It's small talk. Uh but like it definitely like it has that tone of interrogation. Uh like like you've come in and he's like, why haven't you lit the morning prayer candles? And Chadwick's like, well, I usually do that after. No, that's not when this is supposed to happen. You're supposed to do this first. Why are you spending the time sweeping the floors? There's no service for any, like, you hear him stop. What? The sunlight comes in differently here. I can barely tell what time of day it is. Uh, yeah. The old door creaks. Uh, yeah. And like when you come in, like this other figure's back is to you. So you're kind of seeing Chadwick around him, and you see his eyes widen as you step in, and that look of, oh, thank God. uh, yeah, and he's like, yes, of course, Father. And he kind of turns to the other man. Excuse me, Father, and like, like kind of collects up his stuff and like shuffles out the door kind of as quickly as he can. Meanwhile, the older guy like kind of turns around, uh like and he's like definitely like he's an elderly dude, like he's leaning on a cane. And he turns and he kind of shuffles around at you and then like looks at you and just stares. uh he he kind of looks you up and down, and he's like, Father Colin, what was your last name, Father? You better make a decision. Father Colin Cartwright, excuse me one moment. Like he still hasn't shaken your hand. And he kind of shuffles over to like one of the front pews where like just out of sight, from where you would come in, he's got uh it looks like a bag, uh a fairly ornate like satchel, like carrying satchel, which he flips open and he just pulls out this massive fucking tome, and then poof, like walks over to the lectern where you usually deliver your mass from, and just like with a big ass loud thump sets it down, flips it open. Cartwright, you said your name was? He licks his finger and starts flipping through the pages, and he's like, when did you... Your name is unfamiliar to me. Right, right. Like you should be that, like, the right age for that. Yeah, and he like he's flipping through, and he says, "So that's when you left the seminary? That's when you took your vows then?" He's flipping through it. He says, "I'm not finding a Father Cartwright assigned to this parish." Flip, flip, flip. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, a drinker, was he?" He says, uh, "Well, I'm sure you would have spent a great deal of time with him, going through your vows, doing your studies. Where was this again?" Yeah, and he's uh he says, "I like to know who I'm dealing with." He says, "Oh, yes. Yes indeed. Yes indeed. You did tell me that. But I'm not finding your name here," he says, as he like thumps the book, and he's like, so your intent here is to like to okay. Um so, yeah, no, it actually is it is one of those like that is an appropriate skill for an insight. Uh yeah. You can absolutely do that. His obus, or your obus 5, that's his will. Uh and if you fail, like he is going to, like, he's already suspicious because he did his homework before he came here, right? Like, oh, we're going out to this fucking place where shit's supposed to be fucked, like, all going to hell anyway. Like, he knows what's supposed to be going on over here. And like random priest dude whose name isn't in the rolls is claiming that he's speaking for the church over here. I mean, he could be wrong, but this guy seems to be a pretty sharp tack. Uh, Right? No, that's fair. But yeah, like if you throw him off, it's at least going to kind of put him off his guard. Yeah. That's weird. Oh, hang on.
I was getting sound when I was on there a little bit ago.
How about now?
Friendo. I like how we all get really quiet, like somebody's going to respond.
Well, I don't know. Chris is the one who posted it in chat. I was the one who was rude enough to interrupt you to tell you.
Can you hear everybody else now?
I'm logging in right now.
It should be good. It's at least showing up in the mixer down here.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yep, I think I had a PC restart not long ago, and that always screws up all of my fucking audio settings. Anyway, thank you. So since nobody could hear what you were saying, Matt, what was that?
Okay, so I'm attempting to basically throw him off by trying to point out, it's the deeds are what's important here, not some useless bureaucracy within a book. It's the soul of the man that matters, and I am bringing souls into the church.
Nice. Yeah.
So I'm forking doctrine and suasion for 2 modifiers, so I have 4 dice.
Your ob is 5.
Go with God, my son.
I'm not gonna spend any Arda. I'm just gonna let this happen.
Let it ride.
Yep.
Not bad. Not
that was.
But that was one challenging. I now have a falsehood of a B3.
I mean,
Nice.
That's at least legitimately below average. You beat the odds. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good job increasing that skill.
It was a spectacular.
I learned a
fail.
valuable lesson. Don't flinch when telling him this truth. Don't go, don't look at me.
It was the wink at the end that really gave the lie away.
Yeah, I tried.
And the
It's
fact
the
that
souls,
you said
right?
wink as you were doing it. Wink.
Yeah, like you finish your little speech to him, and like he just like grabs the the book and closes it, and he says, "I don't know who you are.
Oh, they're calling Cartwright.
Shut up."
Oh. That's not very Christian of you.
Rude.
Says, "Our God is not a lover of liars." I just lost Kristen. He says, I don't know what you thought you were doing here, but no more."
Have you not stopped to talk to any of the people in town? I'm bringing the word of the path of virtue to the Varda. They are very rigid, proud people. A bit of flexibility is required to bring them around to the correct view.
Oh, was it your thorough schooling in matters of faith and doctrine and the teachings of the church? Did you learn that in catechism, child? You are not qualified.
I learned it at the hand of a good man.
If he was good, he would have taught you better. Flexibility is not what God asks for. Obedience is what God asks for. He carefully takes the book and puts it in his bag.
And I'll say that's that's bullshit. I'll say the words, that's bullshit, because I'm a great priest. I'll say the Empire wants obedience. The path of virtue is about being good and kind. And he'll go off on like what the tenets are, like the actual core, like, taking care of your neighbor, taking care of the community, doing what's right. Not following some dictionary to the letter that bogs things down and bungles the job. And when I say dictionary, I don't mean like the holy book. I'm pointing to like his ledger of names and facts and dates.
He kind of like raises an eyebrow at you, like, are you done?
Some.
So what would you do in this town then?
He says, what I would do is what should have been done. I would have gone and called a conclave with the cardinal who was in charge of this region, and had someone from the Mother Church assigned, as should have happened.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you, what would you do? How would you come out here and handle these folks?
He leans forward. I would make them obey.
How?
He blinks at you.
How? You have to show them the tenets. You have to show them the charity. You have to show them the goodness. That's what I'm doing. That's what this feast is going to be accomplishing. You don't come in. That's why the Dominus. That's why the Dominus failed, because he came in and tried to command them at the tip of a sword instead of showing them.
The Dominus failed because his authority was illegitimate, just like yours. I think, sir, you should leave my church, unless you would like to submit yourself to becoming an altar server like your young friend.
Misa think he gonna die.
He says, this is not a path of virtue.
That seems pretty threatening. What about you?
Oh, no, I know.
It is the path of virtue. It goes one way. And that way is the way dictated by the Mother Church and by the Empress. And as such...
And I'll interrupt and I'll say, that's where the problem lies. The Empress isn't the divine. And I'll say, if you had studied under... Oh, God, I actually have to really name him now.
Bilbo Swaggins.
Bilbo Swaggins! I'll say, if you had studied under Father Marco, that's the real priest at this point, probably would have known that. It's a pity that I clearly can't change your mind. And he starts to kind of fall back into his old like, oh, it's such a pity, just like the talking to Phil Space as he's it's
a nice body you have. It'd be a shame if anything happened to it.
I'll go like I'm going to light one of the ceremonial candles.
He says,
those big heavy metal candlesticks.
Yeah, and like he like as you go to light it, like his cane comes out. Whack!
Oh no, I don't light it. I like walk up like I'm going to, and then I grab it, and it's going into his face.
Oh shit!
Full on sucker punch brawling time.
I'd recognize your right to this land if you just not beat people for a bit.
He was about to kick me out of the church, Kristen, and then I
feel like you're priest or not. He's like, that's his property. So technically you have to leave, bitches. But no, go ahead. Brain the other priest.
That's fine.
And then come to the argument with me.
Sweet. So like you're gonna grab it and because is this an instinct that's triggering right here?
Yeah, sucker punch. I'm threatened.
Nice. Yeah, you do. He's an old man. He has a power of 2. He's like he is physically just no match for you. Like yeah.
Till he's thoroughly knocked out, possibly concussed or more.
You're branding him with like is this a candle holder that you've grabbed?
Basically, yeah, a big stick, like maybe like a foot and a half, like 18 inches tall, about 4 inches around at the base, and just solid iron.
Awesome.
He kind of loses it at this point because he's been freaking out this whole time about losing it, being revealed and all that other stuff, and so he just kind of I'm not stopping. He just keeps going.
Do you kill him, or is that a question?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, you just like, kill him.
He keeps going like until there's that kind of wet crunch, and then he keeps going some more, before finally he has to just stop and like he's almost hyperventilating and freaking out over it. It's also messy.
Yeah, no, there's fucking blood all over the place. Hang on. 1 second. It sounds like something is going wrong upstairs.
Okay.
What, is everything okay?
No, I was yelling because I hear you say, you kill him.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm upstairs, like, dealing with the kid.
I'm sorry.
You killed him?
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of blood.
Yeah, no, this is like a 70-year-old man who walks with a cane.
Maybe if we kill all of them, then we won't have a problem anymore with the Imperials.
Yeah. No, there's a dead body and a lot of blood in the church right now. Just like you freaking bash his brains in until he stops moving. Then
I kind of freak out and I gotta clean up. So I see that my church is thankfully just outside of town.
It is. You have some space.
I am going to drag him off into the woods.
Okay. Hold that thought.
Yep.
The kid's rice pack is heating up.
Oh,
so
okay.
I can't do anything for at least 2 more minutes.
For at least 2 more minutes. Then we can probably we can probably finish this up. So it's broad daylight. And you're
dragging it with blood leaking from him.
Yeah, and I will point out that here these are not woods. These are fields.
Those are farms.
There's
So I'm guessing there's woods to the west off the map.
Yeah, there's some, but like pretty much most of the space around the town is all farmland. Like you are going through farmland to take care of the body, which you are welcome to do. But there is definitely going to be a risk of being seen pretty much no matter which way you go.
Yeah, I'll have to make a stealthy or probably a stealthy roll.
Yeah. So how
You can't be inconspicuous.
how do you go about this?
So I'm going to.
That Giselle's farm's so out of the way. You could drag it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so everything's clear and we're all on the same page. Like your intent is to get the body unseen into the woods to bury it, right?
I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to the woods yet, but it's definitely to get to the woods right now.
Okay, so get to the woods without is not being spotted. I'm assuming is what you're trying to do. But if it's different than that,
absolutely without being spotted.
Okay.
I throw on at least a kind of cloak over myself, so I'm not immediately recognizable.
Okay.
This is going to be so good. Can't have anything happening wrong here. And I drag him through. If there's fields with taller crops, I'll go through there. If there's basically any way I can get to the woods, I'm going to do that.
Okay. So yeah. It sounds like stealthy. Like if you're trying to like sneak through stuff, being unseen, not like trying to blend in with a crowd.
Yep.
That absolutely is stealthy. There's gonna be some ob penalties here.
Yo, what, for dragging a body? Yeah, no, that'll be fine. Please ignore the trail of blood.
It's not even so much the trail of blood, right? It's the fact that you're trying to sneak around in broad daylight carrying a corpse, carrying dead weight with people working in the field. I think I'm gonna say your base ob would probably be like a 2 if it were just you, but I'm bumping it up to 4 for +1 for broad daylight, +1 for carrying the body. Ob 4 seems pretty reasonable for.
What if this were a circle test to see if the people in the fields were happy or sad that he was carrying one of the Imperials out to the forest?
Well,
That's a good way. That's a good way of looking at it.
I on one hand, yeah, maybe they wouldn't want the Imperials around. On the other hand, the good priest who had just taking care of a bunch of children did just bash an old man's brains in.
Something about that priest and old men disappearing.
Right?
I don't want to start rumors, but
I did see him try to clock the guard captain once.
not that you.
That's a rumor. Oh, only some guards saw that, but they
and the people who threw you in jail, and
Yeah, so I think that
allegedly punched the guard captain. Allegedly.
I don't think if you're spotted, it's going to immediately be oh shit, the priest just murdered somebody, let's kill him. But it's
gonna be, we saw someone drag a body through here.
Yeah.
When they start looking for the old guy, maybe somebody saw something.
Right.
A line of red from the church out into the woods, leading to the body.
Yeah, there's a witness, and I think you probably get the body to the woods, right? People have a tendency to go about their business, but when
go ahead.
But when the question comes up, and it will come up, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, no, I saw somebody like carrying them through the woods, and you two were the only ones there, and Chadwick can place you.
And Matt will be like, well, I just had to have a chat with you in private for a second.
Chadwick,
And then we do the whole body dragon thing again.
Yeah, da da la la da da la la da 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 da. Okay, so as we're going,
Pretty soon the entire town is just in a pile out in the woods.
he's like,
No more witnesses. Like that Captain Planet skit on Funny or Die.
everybody's a tree.
To keep killing people.
So as he's going, he's just like praying madly. He's like, okay, I know this is kind of an ironic and bad time for this divine, but I could really use some help right now. I mean, oh man, this guy was gonna fuck everything up, divine, and you can't have that. And these people aren't made for this kind, and you know that, God, and I know that, and I don't know. Maybe you could send some wolves to eat this thing or something. I don't know. And so yeah.
Nice.
I'm not on a street. Damn it.
No, you're
What
not.
are-
It's definitely not. It's
Scavengers.
definitely not darkened.
Nope.
All right. I can't just burn lucky and be like, I succeed. Okay.
Ob 4.
It's gonna happen.
Godspeed.
Ah,
I
Oh man, I didn't know that your stealthy was
Wow.
that bad.
I got a challenging test on not church politics. Stealthy.
Yeah. Oh yes, you did. Oh yes, you did. So yeah, like as you're praying and like
Oh shit! I was gonna work carefully. Oh well. Damn it. Oh well.
hauling this body. I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome to work carefully if you would like.
I already saw 2 failures, so 1 extra dice is not gonna.
I mean, it could be a 6, right?
It's not gonna be 4 6s.
You never know. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, like if this was a TV show, we would be following you as you got the body through these wheat fields until you finally got close to the edge of the woods, and then the camera racks focus to the other person who's out there
Just some farmer curiously watching on his pitchfork
yeah, stands up, just a little ways away to wipe his brow, and then is like, what? Just as they see the figure struggling with this body, because I mean, Father Petronax wasn't a heavy man.
No, but he's still a human.
Yeah, he's an old man and dead weight, and doing all of the things that bodies do once they've died. And it's generally unpleasant.
Oh, fucking! I hate this part. I say it when he does that. Bloody every time.
And then, but you do make it to the woods.
Drop the body, go back for the witness.
We'll find. we'll figure out where that goes to next.
Drop the body, go back for the witness.
Meanwhile, back in the Jarl's Keep, we have Yezi and Aldwin. You had been sent to collect the
entourage.
The entourage.
Yes.
Most of them you had found, and you guys had all arrived back. The priest had other things to do.
Yeah, I couldn't find him.
Be dead for a bit.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Weird.
and once everybody's gathered and Kalis, the Imperial fucking
Well, let me, like,
official.
in the time, if you don't mind me hopping in here,
Yeah.
like, because I left. He was like, I'm going to get my people if you're going to bring your people, hurdy-dirty-dirt. And so I went ahead, like, into the study
Okay.
and, like, took a minute. I had a breath. And then I had, like, food and wine brought up.
Okay.
And so, like, when they arrive, like, I am behind, like, the desk working on something, just chill. Like, whew, this is going to be fine. Yeah, so there's, like, stuff to eat and drink. It's just...
Okay. Yeah. And I think Kalis, like, he doesn't even ask permission. He fills he fills a cup with wine, sniffs it once, just like, and shrugs like it'll do.
Yeah.
And he says, and by the way, the people that are there in the room, obviously Aldwin is there. Kalis is there. He has his bodyguard, Senia, with him. This is the woman that Aldwin, you had served with at one point. And kind of to one side, standing at his other side is a woman quickly approaching middle age, in like loose fitting, not exactly robes. They're more like, it's not like wizard's robes, but it's a nice, like, set of I don't know. It's a dress. It's not quite a toga, and it's not like freaking hooded like wizard thing. Like she looks like she is a fancy, well-educated lady.
Who happens to be a wizard?
Yeah. She's the representative from the Imperial School of Magic. So you're there, and Aldwin is there.
I'm not there.
No,
I
you're
can tell you that.
not there. You're absolutely not.
You were supposed to be there.
Gone out of
Both
body.
the priests are missing.
Yeah, and Kalis makes a note of it, right? Like he looks at you and he's like, you couldn't find Father Petronax?
He was not there.
Well, Kalis is the dude that sent him away. Why would he be surprised? Or no, you went to find Pet. I thought
He sent me to go find his crew, and he said they'd all be yada yada.
But he sent Colin to go talk to Petronax.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's like,
I still like if it's Aldwin's fault.
It's no matter. This I'm sure he has his own business with the church to attend to. In any case, I think it's time we discuss what exactly is going to happen here. I'm guessing you don't say anything to him.
Oh no, I'm working on something.
I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting behind Yezi uncomfortably. So
that's
I'm like filling out some paperwork.
That's absolutely fair.
I'm going to try to stay out of the dick waving contest.
He said,
"Wait till I bust out that mom dick."
He says, I think it's
Hold on, just one.
Excuse me.
One sec. Hang on. Just one second.
He puts his hand down on your desk, and he says, "This is not the time for that."
I'm sorry. Well, I was waiting for you to get all of your friends together. I decided to take care of some of the business of our town. So if you don't mind, I will finish this notation and then we can speak. Why don't you help yourself to some cheese that's locally made?
He goes to slide it off of the desk to pick it up and look at it.
I have a hand on it.
So
no, he can look at it. Like I'm not blocking it.
Yeah, no, it's it's
paper.
Yeah, it's not like reading it is the point. The point is taking it away from you to read it.
I have a hand on it.
So
and I'm like, are you seriously that childish and immature?
You should do the mom thing where you take your other hand and slap his hand away.
Yeah, like she does mom voice him. She's like, is this the level that we're going to play at? Because I think if we start with a little mutual respect for each other, this can go a lot more smoothly. Or you can be childish and snatch things off my desk.
He says, the question of whose desk this is still in the air.
Are you done?
Awkward.
I'm going to pull it out from under his hand and slide it into a drawer. He like, pardon me, and I'm going to push his hand off and take it.
Okay.
And file it.
Yeah, he's like, I think perhaps I have underestimated you. You do seem to be formidable. And you're clearly intelligent.
Soothing platitudes.
So I'm sure you'll understand that when it comes to imperial law, certain conventions must be observed. Yes? This is something you understand, right?
I'm waiting for the rest of your point.
The point
It's
is...
a bit of a loaded question, and that's not fair.
The point is that this territory was conceded by your people when we won the war.
The way I remember it, and being here, I might remember it a bit differently from you, from your comfortable seat, wherever it is. We were hostily invaded by a rogue agent of yours. And then my people subjugated, starved. So maybe we have a bit of a different outlook. And either way you want to approach this, whoever you recognize as the ruling voice of this town, it doesn't matter, because this is still my house, and you will be polite and respectful inside of it.
He says,
This is my house.
I will be treated according to the virtue of my station. I will
Once
not...
you behave according to your station.
He slams his hand down on the desk, like just BAM!
I do not fucking
I
flinch.
step forward a little bit. I step forward a little bit as if in reaction, not knowing what he's going to do.
Yeah, no, she doesn't even flinch. She's like, you're going to throw a tantrum? Fine.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah, right.
he leans forward across the like slams his hand down, leans forward so he's, inches from your face. And he's like, "I will not be talked down to by some Tibesian bint."
I won't boop. I won't boop him on the nose. Not gonna boop him.
Boop him on the nose. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to protect you if you do that.
He says, "I don't care how many of your people died when we won the war. People die in war. This is our territory. It will be ruled according to our laws. That doesn't give you the right to sit in this seat. You own what I determine you should."
Are you done? Do you feel better getting that out? Little, yeah. Grabbing papers, little name calling. Is that how you guys do it? I mean, I can play on that level if that's the Imperial way,
He
but
says
you know,
no.
I tend to convey myself with a bit more dignity than that.
He kind of
Being an adult and all.
he does one of these, and
Does a dove appear? I can see, sir. I can see.
no, Senia, the his bodyguard kind of steps forward and puts a folded piece of paper in his hand, and he opens it up and he says, "No, this is how we do things here." And he throws it down on your desk, and it's a signed and stamped, basically like a legal document, saying effectively that the governorship of this region is subject to us, like being assigned by Kalis. Until
Whose authority?
The Empresses.
Ah.
Yeah. Empress Mediana. And he puts it down and he's like, "If you were done playing at rulership, my lady, you'll see that everything that I've brought with me is in order. You can either submit..."
I think you're misunderstanding me, sir. This is not a governor's house. This is in my husband's family as the Jarl. And so technically, it's my son's house. You want to build yourself a throne. And I'm like sitting just behind like a desk, like not on a throne, just like like covered in piles of paperwork. Like, you want to build yourself a throne? Feel free to do it. I am asking you to stop with the hostility so we can actually talk about this.
There's what is it we're going to talk about? The Empress's orders are right there. Are you disputing that this is Imperial territory?
Did I say that? Your words taste really funny in my mouth.
I didn't put any words in your mouth. I'm asking you a question. Are you disputing it?
Have I said anything to dispute it, sir?
Are you going to continue to answer questions with questions? Because if so, we're done here.
All I am disputing is whose house this is and the manner in which we will comport ourselves. Yours is not acceptable from my youngest child, let alone an adult male here saying he is in charge. And I tap the paper. I'm like, we can talk about this once you agree to a level of civility.
I don't think you understand. There's nothing to be talked about or agreed to. This place, all of this, is property of Her Grace the Empress, and I am her emissary here. My authority supersedes everyone else's, including yours. This house is not your house. This house is the Empress's
Ron's house?
Whose house? Ron's house.
Corey's house?
And he says,
All right. Here's my issue with all of this. This play didn't work for the Dominus, the self-styled Dominus, because he came in here thinking he could bring imperial ways and just force them upon a people who, up until this point, the Imperium has cared not for. We had no issues until the Dominus decided to invade us and declare himself lord of his own little country. Now, I'm not arguing with you about this whole thing, but if you want to come in and take a people who've already been traumatized, further disrupt them by getting rid of the only authority figure that they've had, and then start trying to wave your big old, just brilliant personality around and tell them what to do, you might as well kill the rest of them.
He says, I have no desire to kill citizens of the Imperium. That's not why I'm here. I am simply here to restore order that you have so eloquently described as being very much disrupted. Would you agree, Commander Lurko?
I just kind of like, I kind of stutter because I'm like, yes, but I don't believe it to be her doing.
I didn't say it was.
The last 3 months since the madman you guys sent to take us over was disposed have been fantastic. You can ask him. The fighting is down. The food production is up. Everyone is better off than they were 3 months ago. And what you propose to do would disrupt all of that.
I can't speak as to the food. What I can say is the region has been more stable without our direct interference.
I grab a stack of papers. I'm like, I can speak to the food. I can translate these for you if you need me to.
He takes them, and he says these are official documents for the tax assessment. Then
it's not about tax assessment. It's about keeping people from starving, because that is the point that we are at. That is the point that your soldiers drove us to.
I do not dispute anything that you are saying.
Then you recognize that things have been better since the Varda have seen one of their own.
He looks at you. And he's like, well, technically this was Confederacy territory, and don't pretend that I haven't, that your Confederacy colleagues have come to lend you aid.
She finally stands up, like her hands are on her desk, and she leans forward, and she's like, "You came with orders and swords. They came with wagons of food. So whatever parallels you're trying to draw right now, it's not gonna fly by me.
He says,
They have saved us from starvation. You have." Yeah, you've done nothing but promise the same disruption that the Dominus did. You want to replace me? You're going to cause chaos. You're going to cause all the same problems. This isn't about whether or not we are under the control of the Imperium. This is what is about the best. I've lost my English. This is about what is best.
Words.
words.
This
I
is what's
wonder.
best for the Varda people. What?
I'll say. I wonder if enough points have been made. If it's time for dice to hit the table.
I think Dice should hit the table about 10 minutes ago. Just to save me from the uncomfortableness, man. I haven't felt this uncomfortable in a fake scenario in my entire life.
Welcome to role playing with Kristen.
Oh my god!
It hurts so good.
It hurts. Oh, I don't know about the good part yet, but it hurts.
All right. So how do you want to handle this?
Is there any way I can help her?
Well, yeah, most likely, yes.
Okay. Just out of curiosity.
Once we like it, because it seems like the two of you are at an impasse here, right? Like,
Oh shit! I remember what I wanted my third belief to be. God damn it! Oh well. Sorry. Go ahead.
Slap douche nozzle in the face.
yeah, because so this guy's deal is like he's not disagreeing with any of like the actual facts, but this guy is a politician and a bureaucrat. Like, all of these people that showed up are fucking bureaucrats, and he's like, this, like, I get it, but this is the way things are done.
To be fair, Shaun, one's an ex-bureaucrat.
Well, yes. One. What is bureaucrat turned worm food?
Shuffled off this morning.
Yeah, he's still a bureaucrat. He just doesn't lie as much.
No, he does.
fjords.
He does nothing but lying. Like, he's lying down.
He's lying in the forest.
Yeah.
He's not pining. He's passed on. Bereft of life, he rests in peace.
All right. So yeah, like his deal isn't so much like fuck you, I want this place for my own. Like, it's there's a way things are done, and leaving you in charge, like, as things are, is not the way things are done. Also, this place is a fucking backwater. Like, he is.
Then he should just get the fuck out and leave us be.
He's got a job to do, and his job is to be like, "Hi, here's my letter, my official letter. You're now, like, we're gonna make you part of the Imperium, but that comes with like how we choose rulership. So that's his deal. What is it you want?
Him to fuck off.
Yeah. Like, I don't feel like at this juncture we can be like, no, like, leave me in charge and you go back to from whence you came. Like, I don't feel like
It
that's
just wouldn't make sense
appropriate
otherwise.
stakes. I do feel like, however, that until he can propose a better solution, that I am the best man for the job. And anything else that he tries to do will plunge the entire region into chaos again.
Okay. Are
I
we
like that.
Are we at Duel of Wits?
I think it's time.
Or do you want, like, we don't have to do Duel of Wits. It's up to you. Like, because he is going to disagree with you on that fact.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do Duel of Wits, that's fine.
No, I'm good either way. My only hesitation with Duel of Wits is we've already like gone back and forth for the last 3 days.
You don't mind me. I'm fine.
That is true. But I've actually got to like we've gotten all of that kind of stuff out of the way, and I think
it could be like that was all just the dick waving, and then the Duel of Wits is when we actually sit down and discuss it.
Yeah.
Without being total pricks to each other.
Well, there's no guarantee of not